Hello and welcome. I'm glad to see that you're looking into buying property in Las Vegas. My name is Valerie Fuller. I am a real estate agent with Prominent Realty Group here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to be my job to kind of guide you through what that process actually is. So my background is that I have lived in Las Vegas since the late 1980s. I'm probably dating myself a little bit, but that's okay. I have been selling residential, commercial properties since 2004. I also work with investors. Actually, I work a lot with investors. I am hoping to just take you through the general process if you're looking to buy a residential property here in Clark County. Okay, so remember that we are going to be talking about the buyer's process today. So that means you've already gotten a real estate agent and you've already been pre-qualified. So if you haven't done that step yet, then you definitely want to go down into the description, grab the buyer's guide, read through that. It's going to walk you through the steps that you need, or you can go onto my website, vegasvalhomes.com, and we can start you through that process, finding an agent as well as getting pre-qualified for a home. All right, so again, we're making the assumption here, you've talked to your real estate agent and now you're wanting to view homes. So the very first thing that you need to understand about real estate is that you're not the only buyers in the market. So you want to make sure you're scheduling the best times for your viewings, okay? It is really important to remember that most buyers are working 9-to-5 jobs and they are going out on the weekends to see property. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everybody is looking at the same properties and everybody's wanting to place offers on those same properties. So it is in your best interest that if you can view properties in the evenings on the weekdays, then do so, because it's going to give you an advantage to putting in your offer just a little bit sooner. All right, next let's talk about narrowing your search and getting detailed. It's really important that you provide the information to your real estate agent on your necessities. And what I mean by that is certain things are important to certain buyers. So as an example, if you have pets, you might need a larger lot. Or maybe you don't care so much if the lot is big, but that most of the lot is in the back of the property as opposed to the front of the property, so that your animals have room to roam. Another example is that maybe you have 4 cars and that you need a 2-car garage, but you need to make sure that you have enough space in your driveway. Maybe you prefer a single story. So all of those little details are truly important. You need to ask yourself, I suggest even making a list of what are the things you can live with and the things you can live without. Maybe it's not as important to have granite countertops as it is to have that big backyard. The next thing you want to do in your initial process is make sure that you're tracking the homes that you like. One of the things that I do with my clients is I provide them a little booklet where each house that we go to, they have that particular home in the booklet and they're able to make notes on that particular property, and I have them score the property from 1 to 10 saying which ones they like the best. At the end of the day, we go over that information so that we can get rid of properties that they are not interested in, but also so that I can get a better feel for what it is exactly that they are looking for. Also, when you're going out on multiple occasions looking at various houses, you may not remember the houses that you saw on Tuesday when it's now Saturday and you've looked at, 15, 20 houses. So you definitely want to make sure that you are taking notes and making sure that you know which houses that you do enjoy. Once you found the right home, you're going to want to write an offer on that property. So it means that you're going to have to sit down with your real estate agent and go over the terms and conditions of a contract. So your agent should be sitting down with you and just kind of going line by line through the paragraphs and explaining to you the protections that the contract offers for you. This could take about an hour or so. All right. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you're prepared to respond to your real estate agent after the offer has been submitted, because that's when the counter process actually starts. And so you're going to have your agent talking to the other agent. And so you're going to start going through back and forth. So what you want to make sure of is that your agent has good contact information, good email address. Nowadays, contracts are not written as often. A lot of times those contracts are being emailed to you. So make sure you're updating your email address. I know a lot of times that we like to put in our junk email, the one that we hardly ever check when we're doing websites and things like that. So make sure that they have the corrected information so that they can get that information to you as soon as possible, because time is of the essence with these contracts. All right, so you're writing an offer now. So this is where you kind of have to put your money where your mouth is, and they call this earnest money. So you want to be prepared to provide this. It's generally 1% of the list price. So again, if that house that you're going after is $400,000, then you want to be prepared with at least a $4,000 earnest money check. Now, you can write a personal check here in Nevada for this. This, of course, depends on the state that you're in, but here in Nevada, you can write a check for it, or you can have the funds wired directly to escrow. All right, so now let's talk about you actually getting your offer accepted. Once you've gone through all the counter processes and things of that nature, and you and the seller agree to the price and terms of the house, you're going to have some time constraints. And it's really important for you to understand that these time constraints basically they're pretty short. They're anywhere from 7 to 10 days. Sometimes they can be a little bit longer. Sometimes they can even be a little bit shorter. So you want to work with your real estate agent to know what those times are. Okay, it's important to note that a lot of documents are going to be delivered within that time frame, so you want to make sure that you're available. You also have to get your inspections done in that time frame. So you're going to work with your agent to schedule all these various inspections, appraisals that are going on. Okay, so I'm sure you're asking, what exactly is an appraisal? And so an appraisal is completed by the lender. And what it is it's a way for them to verify that your home demonstrates the same value as the loan that they're going to give you. All right, appraisals do have to be completed within a certain time frame. And it's really important that your realtor and your lender work together, because they're going to be scheduling either to meet the appraiser out at the property and then also to evaluate the appraisal value. This means, for example, that if for some reason the appraisal doesn't come back to the same value that the home is being sold for, you may have to renegotiate the price. Now, appraisals generally are paid upfront by the buyer, and it's going to depend on your lender exactly how much that charge is. On average, we're looking at about $500 and up, depending on the home. All right, so we're going to talk about inspections now. It is very important that, and I recommend to all my buyers, that they get a home inspection. There are a lot of different types of home inspections that are available. I generally advise a client to have a general home inspection. That allows you to make a determination if you need any kind of additional inspections. So, for example, if you have a pool, you may want to have a specialist come out and take a look at the pool if you feel after having the general inspection that there may be something additional that is wrong with the property. This kind of saves you money so that you're not saying, oh, I need a roof inspection, I need a pool inspection, I need a fungal inspection, I need a structural inspection. All of those different inspection types cost money. So what I recommend is that you have a general inspection done, and then once that inspection is done, you can take a look at it and make a determination if you want to go deeper into a very specific area. Now, how you determine the real estate inspection company. Generally, you're going to get a recommendation from your real estate agent, but you have the right to go online and search as many inspection companies as you like to be able to find somebody to do that inspection for you at the price that you're comfortable paying. And it's really important that your real estate agent and your inspection company do work together to make sure that they can meet out at the property and get access to the property when needed. And that also, after the completion of the inspection is done, a report is provided to the real estate agent so that they can analyze it and go through it with you if you prefer. Okay, a couple more things about the inspection that you need to know is that generally home inspections are paid up front. So you'd pay that directly to the home inspection company, whatever that cost may be. On average, it's $400 and up, depending on the size of the property. At least that is the case here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You'll need to check if you're watching this from another area, then you'll need to check for that particular area. So The next thing that happens is that when the home inspection comes back, there may be some things on there that you're unsure about, that you don't like, and that you may want the seller to fix or credit you for. And so you'll work with your real estate agent to write up what they call an addendum and make the request to have some repairs done. Now, this is not always the case. This is optional, and it will depend on the property that you're buying. So obviously, if you're buying a fixer-upper, you're not going to go back to the seller and make a request to fix up the property because you already understand that they're selling the property as is. Again, this is dependent upon your area and the property that you're purchasing. So you want to make sure that you discuss that information directly with your agent. Okay, so once those things are completed, you're going to have a little bit of downtime. And this is really the process by which your lender and your real estate agent are working to finalize the loan. So they're going to talk to you about submitting all necessary loan documents. You may need to submit some updated paycheck stubs or tax returns, maybe write some letters explaining some things on your credit. That would go over to your lender. During that same time period, your real estate agent is also going to be working with the title company just to make sure the property doesn't have any encumbrances or liens that could slow down the process of funding and transferring the home into your name. Now that that's complete, we move on to the walkthrough. All right, so again, this is kind of the final opportunity for you to make sure that the home is in the same condition as when you initially wrote the offer, and you want to go through to the next part, which is funding and signing on the property. So you're going to schedule this time with your real estate agent. You're going to go over to that property and just walk through it and make sure, hey, yes, these rooms are what I expected them to be. The condition of the home is what I expected it to be. All right, so you've done your walkthrough and your lender has said, yes, we're going to go ahead and provide you with this loan. So the next thing that's going to happen is what they call a signing. So this is when the bank sends all of the contracts, or what we call documents, over to the title company, and you will schedule an appointment to sit down and sign with them. Okay, they call this signing. So understand that signing cannot take place until the title company has the finalized loan documents. Okay, so this process is where the lender is putting all of your contracts together. And, as you can see by the stack of paperwork on the screen, it's not a small stack. Your agent, what they're going to do is they're going to monitor with title. They're going to work with title to find out, hey, when have those docs come in? And when the documents do finally arrive, they'll contact you, they'll schedule that appointment, get you in to do the signing. It's really important that you understand that at the point where you have your signing, you will need to bring a cashier's check to title for your closing funds. So that is any monies that you may owe the financial institution, your bank, for closing this loan. All right, so now you're super excited because you've signed all the documents, right? You signed your life away on those contracts, and now you want to know, hey, Valerie, when do I get my keys? When do I get my keys? And the thing is, funding has to occur. So even though you signed off on those papers, the papers have to go back to the bank, and the bank has to review them and make sure that nothing's been missed. They want every, T crossed and every I dotted. So it's really important that, we're patient in this moment because they're going to review those documents and then they're going to do what's called funding. So the lender wires the funds to the escrow company in order to pay for the home. Okay. At that point, when funding does occur, the title company is then able to record with the county. And when I mean record is they're basically exchanging the title from the seller's name to the buyer's name at that point. So that is what we call recording. And then we get a confirmation that that recording has taken place. Right, so at this point, we have completed the buyer's process and now I can hand you your keys. So just to reiterate, you want to be prepared for the following costs up front. You're going to be paying earnest money, appraisals, inspections, and then you're going to have your closing costs at the very end. Note that your earnest money can go towards your closing costs as well. Congratulations, you've gone through the buying process. All right, so if at any point you have any kind of questions or concerns regarding the Las Vegas market or buying property in Las Vegas, you can feel free to reach me at the number on the screen or at info@vegasvalhomes.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I do have a buyer's guide down in the description, and that is absolutely free to use, so feel free to take a look there.